So the day you guys decided the competition's over.
So it'd be sorry to interrupt. So the day that after you got out of the ring with Paddy, what happened then?
So you've gone to your room, you got your group together. Tell us about that conversation. Right, guys, we're going.
Yeah, it's a confession. You know, it's very hard time. To be honest, it's very hard time. All of us, you have family. You know, in Cameroon, I have a kid in Cameroon. All of them have a family. It's very, very difficult decision to make. You know, I told to them, you know, where we are now is all we know. We here because I remember the president of Federal Cameroon boxing. He was said to me especially. He was said to me, Thomas, you know, it's me who do that to make you to be who you are today. But it's very easy for me to make you
take you away.
To take away. You know, like banana. He said to me, you know, I can just eat banana and put the pure in the floor, and then you come just do like that. You finish. He said that to me, face to face, and stuff like that. When someone said to you in Cameroon, and he was very serious. He said, "Leave it. Just go back in Cameroon. I'm going to show you who I am." He said that to me face to face. I said, I'm here. I don't scare. I was there already. I said, well, that night, I said to the guy, you hear everything what the Munjuga, because that guy called Munjuga Big Tongue. Would never forget him. I said, you hear everything what he was said. For what we're going to do now, I think we have to take a decision. You decide to go in Cameroon, you take all your responsibility. And we know that if you go in Cameroon, what's going to happen. So all of us, we decide. Yeah, we decide and then say, we decide to stay here. It was just difficult, but me, English, I didn't know nothing in English.
So tell me about that. So you've got your bags. So just talk to me. You walked out the hotel room. Did you know where you was going? Where did you guys go?
Surely it's quite hard to just leave.
No,
it's
you know,
complex, isn't it?
I know.
We have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of stuff in.
So what did you put in your you got your bag?
I still have a couple of clothes, sport clothes I have from Olympic. I still have.
Where did you go? So you left the Olympic Park. So where did you go from there?
No. You know, one of friend. He have a sister. She was called Sandra, a very lovely girl. She's who helped us. We stay in her house for a couple of days before we get our apartment, because we have I have bring my money. I have a couple of money I support to do shopping. So then we stay for her for a couple of days.
Did they? I'm guessing they rang the police and they were obviously looking for you guys.
No, I think they rang the police, but you have your passport, you have your visa. You just know you're right in the country. Yeah. You are not like illegal. You are not illegal. Yeah. So we have a passport and we rent a flat.
How long did? Because when your visa at some point would have run out, wouldn't it?
You stay for, I think we have visa. I think 3 months or 6 months. 3 months. 3 months here, and then we didn't know what to do. We was just try to that girl. She was help us because she was speaking English. She was French, but French Cameroon. She was speaking French, but she helped a lot, and we found solicitor. The solicitor asked us what to do, because we just explained what happened to her, and he said, only thing you have to do, you have to ask asylum. Yeah, so you basically, the plan was to go down that seeking the asylum route because your life was in danger. Yeah, this is, with our life, it was dangerous in Cameroon. We were scared to back in Cameroon because we were scared to go in prison or to disappear, you know. So whilst you guys run away, were the Cameroonian authorities trying to find you guys in the UK? Were you getting messages through different people saying you need to get back? And officially, we have a lot of messages from even, you know, the journalists, what happened in Cameroon. They was talking about us there, and my mom, our people, they was close to us. They was telling us that here is they talk about you here, very, very bad. You have to be careful, stuff like that. That was making us scared. And that all the evidence helped us when we went to asylum, because we showed them everything. And I think that helped us. Yeah. So where did you live then? So I understand you went to Sunderland initially, didn't you? Why did you go to Sunderland? No, we stay in London for a couple of months, And then is Home Office who send you in London, in Sunderland when we apply for asylum, and then Home Office send whole different place. Me personally, I went to Sunderland. Sunderland was the first place I definitely stayed.
And you know, the moment you actually left the Olympic Village, was it like, did you have to sneak out at night time?
No.
Did you just walk out during the day?
No. It was, you are not in prison.
Yeah.
You are not in prison. It's like, it's the village.
Because I'm trying to picture it, because if you're doing something that you know, we might get into shit for this.
No, it was legal. It was legal,
Yeah.
and nobody, even they couldn't say, no, stop where you are going.
I mean, like the authorities, they might see you with your bags.
No.
What
We
did
have
you get?
first we didn't have a big bag.
Okay.
You have a small bag, and and then you went. So, no problem. The GD is not like the people say you run. No.
Yeah.
You go.
What did you do work-wise then initially? Because obviously you need to eat. You know, but what did you do for work? Or did you, obviously through asylum, you was getting your benefits and stuff?
Yeah, we firstly we have before we apply for asylum. As I said, we have my personally I bring my money because I will do a lot of small stuff, a business in Cameroon will help me. So I have some money on me. I had some money on me, and other guys I think they was doing the same. We have a small money, and then before that money finish, we will already apply asylum. So asylum start to help us to survive.
Okay, and then obviously you got your British passport. You've gone down the boxing route, and I think the first time I personally saw you fighting was when you beat Waleed Din. There wasn't a lot of talk about you. You turned up, and Waleed was like, you know, quite heavily hyped in the Sheffield community, and you turned up and you beat him. And then that kind of started off your boxing journey. You won titles. I understand, you know, Sonny is obviously managing your career through Show Savers. You've got a big fight coming up now in Denmark. Do you want to tell us about that?
First, TK, I would say TK promotion.
Yeah, the Denmark one, TK promotion.
TK promotion, yeah. So I thank all of them to give me the opportunity again, because I've been watching the fight.
Okay.
Now the fight is there. Just have to stay focused to get that win.
Yep. Sonny, how does it make you feel knowing obviously he's talked about his life and the way he's got to this moment here today? Obviously you're now part of his career and his life, to be fair, because he's relying on you to get him opportunities. How does it make you feel like knowing that you're helping somebody out that's had that, you know, bit of a crazy backstory?
Yeah, like I said, I was a volunteer at the Olympic Games 2012. And
do you remember him from then?
Yeah, I was about 15, 16, and I was ringside because in my little group there was me and Harvey Horn, and we was both sort of national champions at our weight. So they kind of put our group at all the flyweights, and I think we had a couple of the female sessions because we had the only girl that was a volunteer as well. So I would have to go back to watch it. I was definitely sat in the venue for that fight, but I feel like I walked one of them out. I feel like I walked either Thomas or Paddy out, but I can't really remember. But I watched it, and then obviously knew about Thomas then. I can remember it. Bear in mind, it's 10 years ago. I can remember it. What air he walked to the ring with, everything. I can remember the fight. And then obviously as a volunteer, I was at the Olympics the next day and then the next day. And obviously it's big news that all the Cameroonian team fled. And then, so I knew about Thomas from then. Then a year later, he popped up in the ABA finals where he should have beat Harvey Horn on a very close decision, and he only had one leg. You could see he was injured. He couldn't even move, stood still for the whole, I think from about a minute into the first round. Lost in the ABA finals. So again, I think my brother won the ABAs that year at the weight above. So been on to Thomas for years and years. Known he was a good fighter. Never got the rub of the green. Never got the preparation or the opportunity, the chance. And then I remember I was offered to fight him. I think it was 10-5, my IBF title. And just like every other opponent, it's just another one that I'd said yes to straight away. But which for probably Thomas is a very rare occurrence. I've been involved now because after our fight, he gave me the best rounds by some which way than anyone. Even though people had me on the floor before, I mean, for the whole entirety of the fight, it was my most tricky fight, most mentally taxing fight. And yeah, like someone I liked and had time for, and me being aware of the space I'm in and aware of, you know, the the lottery I've probably won being born and raised in this country compared to Cameroon or anywhere else in the world that may not have given the opportunity. Because what people forget, and what really frustrates me, is every time amateurs Olympics is all talked about, they're always talking about sort of the achievements, gold medals and that, but there's a massive pay structure that's sort of almost taboo, that any of these things they don't really talk about all too much. It's like they would have you believe that everyone's sort of there just for love of sport. Do you know what I mean?
Whilst you're on that subject about pay, because I was going to ask you this, I forgot. You know, when in your early days when you decided to go on the road, you know, fight as a journeyman, you know, just for fans to try and understand, it's not life-changing money. Obviously, do you want to tell the fans, like, you know, once you've paid off the money it probably cost you in camp, your trainer fees, management fees, all that sort of stuff, what are you actually even left with if you're fighting on the road? I'm not saying telling you to go into detail about what you're getting paid next, but unlike your early days, you know, in your early fights when you was fighting on the road, it's not 4 figures, is it? Sometimes it's only 3 figures, isn't it? And if you're fighting like a 6-rounder, 8-rounder.
You mean
As a pro, when you first started fighting, how much was you earning roughly? No, you haven't got to say figures, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not massive. To be honest, it's not massive for the time you spend. Normally, it's not something. It's not very important. You know, for me, as like boxer, and what I want is no. I don't put money first.
Would I be right in saying, say, you know, you could train for 3 months to fight somebody, and you potentially are going to walk away with less than £2,000? In reality, sometimes that's the life that, you know, people are having on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember some of them is less than that.
It is less than that. I don't want to give exact figures, but do you know what I mean? So people can understand who can live on £2,000 over 3 months. And bear in mind the training that you're doing, you're paying for that in your pocket.
It's very difficult because that's why for me, I definitely don't want to be
on the road. Yeah,
I definitely. That's why I stay focused in the boxing, because if you decide to be the road, I know lot of boxers they become like they do that job
like a journeyman.
Yeah. Is it super flyweight that you're going to stick to, or is it bantamweight?
Well, really, go on. Sorry, really, the frustrating thing is. And it always comes back to the same things when people are choosing not to fight Thomas, because what I was just about to say is I've been involved in his career because he come over as a sparring partner straight after our fight, helped me so well with Maruti, that camp, and then Thomas came to me like, I want a bit of a freshen up, do you know anyone that would train me? And obviously went straight into my head, come train with us, do you know what I mean? Saves me paying you for every spar, do you know what I mean? But he comes straight down, and then we sort of got him signed up and making fights, and he's been offered to good fighters. And he fights, I'm not going to say the names because it's bad business, right? But I'm talking former world champions at bantamweight, super bantamweights, turned down him a fight with 10 weeks notice, 8 weeks notice. Bantamweight, former world champions that have only lost a couple of fights against good high profile fights, turned down. GB or one loss or unbeaten lads that went all around the world fighting all around the world, turning down
super flyweight,
flyweight and super flyweight, and then at bantamweight and super bantamweight as well. They only really get fight offers at super bantam and bantam. No one will really fight him. Look, when he fought me, he was down straight away at super flyweight. Waleed Din, as you was talking about before, was at flyweight. And yeah, he's probably got older in the last 10, 8 years. He's not really got much bigger. He's stayed the same. He walks around at 55, 56 kilos. He's in shape. And what we've been able to give him now is a long run up, training like an actual pro, like an athlete for the first time, which you heard his story, first time in a very, very long time. Because let's face it, when he's only earning a certain amount and he's around other gyms or other managements, it's a cost to effort scale? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where do they think they can take him with the marketability and the position he's in, and how much effort and time should they then put into him? But because we've got such a serious setup where we take everything serious, from the amateurs to the professionals to the 4-rounders to the world title fights, everyone's sort of pushing each other, training the same, because every fight's important in boxing, because you're never more than 2-3 away from massive opportunities. Thomas has won English title, Commonwealth title. He's won the WBA international title. He's been a champion in his own right. He's had very, very few easy touches to get there as well, which explains the record. And half the time he comes out on the right side, it's usually on the wrong end of a decision, or very, very close, when everything's stacked completely against him anyway. He's got the call 5-6 days before at a weight that he's not even at, against a kid that's been training for 3 months for one date.
What's the ultimate dream there? Where do you want Thomas to get to?
So I know, just from gauging him with my career and who I've been in the ring with, he can go on to win titles. The British title is not an oversight to me. He's already won the Commonwealth. He can win the British. He's had world rank with WBA before and hold one of their titles. So really, now we've got him in against a Denmark prospect in Michael Nielsen. He's 6-1. He's a ticket seller over there. Thanking to TK Promotions, and it says Pro Bellum sponsored event, for giving him the opportunity. But go over there, we're very confident in the win, his preparation, the way he's looking, and then just push forward. I mean, he's getting constantly offered to all of these opponents. And what I think's starting to happen is, with the sort of changing climate of boxing, and it's going a bit more global now, and every corner is trying to get reached because of eyes on the sport. There's eyes everywhere. Like, there's probably loads of untapped Cameroonian boxing fans that, just because they haven't got no opportunity to watch a fighter from their nation go and succeed, then it's hard to get excited about anyone. But there will be fighters all around the world. We haven't just got to look in the UK. So look, this one's Denmark. Then get a good win. This is an 8-rounder. At a weight heavier than what he would like to. Really, it was made at bantam, and then they asked for a kilo extra, and we just said yeah, because we want the opportunity. We're confident in Thomas. Go over there, get the win, come back, and then really look. Ideally, we want any sort of higher profile. He's fought on TV on numerous occasions now. When any prospect like a Galao Yafai popped up, if it was Galao Yafai versus Essomba, that would be much more of an entertaining or exciting prospect of a fight than the random Mexican that they fetched over. So he's good at any level. Ideally flyweight, super flyweight. But obviously beggars can't be choosers, and he's confident, and he's showing that he's still got a lot left. And I think really the change in the environment, his training environment, his living environment, and just his team he's got around him now, I think we'll see a good twilight few years, because people forget how elite Thomas was as an amateur. A 2 times Olympian, they're not given out in the back of cereal boxes. Getting ranked as high as 2 in the world, going to all the international tournaments and medaling and doing well. He's got a lot of talent, but we just haven't been able to see it, because when you're constantly getting calls at 4 or 5 days notice, 3-2, 3-4 weights above what you're fighting against, a good lad as well, where even if you're pushing him to the end, you're getting beat on 1 point or 2 points. Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's the phone don't ring, because no one wants to fight the hard fight. Where the reason why I took the fight against Essomba, because I knew I was looking for world levels. So I wanted someone, in my eyes, that was a step up and a very good international level fighter, just because his record may not suggest the level that he's at. But I think his performances, and especially some results when given a camp, like performance against me, and then 6 weeks later keeping the momentum going and really beating Thomas Patrick Ward. I like Thomas Patrick Ward, but fight got stopped on a cut, and then I don't think there was anyone arguing that he should have been up by probably 1 or 2 points at bare minimum and been in the ascendancy of the fight. We've got a great little opportunity here. It's Pierce as well. Pierce, who's my assistant coach, Grant's assistant coach, so my second coach, is his first fighter to really get his teeth stuck into and really push. And that's what Thomas needs. He needs someone that is as excited and as willing to work for him and with him than he's had probably since he was before the 2008 Olympics. You know, like, he hasn't had that infrastructure, that effort put into him for a long time, and maybe if ever. But we've in a position where we can offer him that. And
So it's brilliant. So he's now got the people around him, you've got the backing behind you. So I'm guessing you're excited for this final phase of your career and see where it takes you.
Exactly. I'm gonna give. That's what I have to do. I have to give everything, and I know I still have a lot to give. I still have a lot to give. I believe in myself. I believe what I'm doing. I believe in my training. I believe in my environment at the moment. I believe my team. I believe that I still have a lot to give. So this fight is coming, and I'm so excited.
Well, is there a Mrs. Essomba in your life at the moment?
Oh yes. It's somewhere.
Any kids here?
Sorry.
Have you got any children? I know you said you got a child in Cameroon.
Yes, I have two boys here. But I'm not anymore with that was the mom.
Okay.
But,
Here, the mum here, yeah? How old are your boys?
5 and 3.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be following your footsteps.
Yeah.
Sweet, man. Is there anything else you want to say, Thomas?
No, just say thank you to all my team. I even want to support me and ask them to be calm. Thomas is coming.
Thomas is coming, yeah?
Yeah.
And just for the people that hopefully watched all of this till this end, this is not a trailer for Lethal Weapon 5. So I was thinking, had you both on camera? But yeah, thank you for your time, and hopefully people can listen to your story and maybe be inspired. And just it's good to know, like, because people have different backgrounds and different upbringings, and so it's nice to know how you've got to this point where you're at now.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers, Thomas. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.